The big debate show war of 2023 rages on between Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. Okay. Now it ain't just about ratings. Tim Tebow's name is being brought up in the goings on. Okay. Questions about why they were on probation at ESPN years ago is being thrown about. Okay. For two men that say they love each other, they got a hell of a way of showing it. Okay, so we're going to talk about it real quick. We're going to talk about it, all right? But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first. That's my brother, Tim G. Jacob, and this is the realest, most entertaining sports show in the game. Put it on something. Again, hit the subscribe button and put all your people on it, okay? Unlike Skip and Stephen A., I'm glad that there is genuine love between me and my dear brother, Tim G. Jacob, okay? So I'm going to throw it to my brother to see what he thinks about these so-called brothers. They call each other brothers all the time. They say they love each other so much, okay? But God damn it, if a motherfucker love me like this, well, we got to have all these back and forths over the internet in front of folks instead of just pick up the phone and call somebody.
Up the phone and call somebody.
I don't want this kind of love. But T, what were your thoughts when you saw the back and forth between the two? Oh, and I apologize, real ones. Let me do a better job and letting y'all know really what went on. Okay, so Skip Bayless and Richard Sherman were talking about when Skip and Richard Sherman had their, back and forth, and Richard Sherman told Skip Bayless that he's better at life than Skip Bayless, okay?
Yes.
So basically, Skip Bayless alleged that the reason he didn't go back at Richard in a way that folks, I guess, thought he usually would was because they were on probation at the time, not for something he did. Yeah. So, of course, most people assumed he was saying that they were on probation for something Stephen A. did.
Yeah.
So I guess Stephen A. heard that and he decided that he needed to, I guess, give some straightening and let it be known that, hold on now, we weren't on probation only because of something I did at Skip Bayless. You had something to do with that too. And the thing that he alleged was that the bosses at ESPN didn't like all the coverage that Skip Bayless was giving to one Tim Tebow. Now, if y'all are one of our young boys out here and you watching this, you may not remember Tim Tebow. Okay, maybe go check out the new documentary that's on Netflix about it. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know how much they go into that. But Tim Tebow was a phenomenon in the sports world. People loved fucking Tim Tebow, okay? Particularly if you were a Florida fan. Also, if you were like a devout Christian or something like that, you like that he had the Bible verses and was kneeling after a score, was called Tebowing and everything. Oh my God, I just thought about that. People been kneeling after scores forever, but it became known as Tebowing, okay? Like it was a thing. So Tebow ended up getting a shot with the Broncos, and the Broncos went on to win. They were a very talented team, y'all. They were a very talented team, but Tebow did win some games with them, okay? And that motherfucker Skip Bayless, if it was an orange, he squeezed that orange and he got all the juice about that.
He did.
Okay. But Stephen A. alleges that the bosses weren't too happy about this. Skip Bayless comes back on his podcast. He's pissed about that. And basically, he's like, why would the bosses be mad about that? Our ratings were gold. He even said that one of the bosses gave him some roses because the shit was going so good. And because he wanted him to stay at ESPN, okay? Of course, we know he took the money and went to FS1, all right? But basically, Skip Bayless was like, no, wasn't nobody mad at me for that coverage. Hell, they were happy that I was doing that. Stephen A. came back and responded to that and basically called Skip a lie. He didn't want to say that. I'm not calling you that. I would never do that. But basically, he called him a lie. Okay. So that's the gist of it. You can go watch the segments, okay, and see this back and forth between these two scows, okay? It's getting very messy. It's getting very messy. Okay. But T, what are your thoughts on the war of words between these two debate titans?
I wish they just stopped talking. Because I don't believe neither one of them in any. I mean, everybody is probably 75% true, and they leaving some out.
Okay.
You know, and they all supposed to be journalists. And they supposed to report nothing but the facts.
They supposed to be capital J journalists. T.
I don't think they're that, and I don't think they're gonna be in this because you know what did what did Hov say? You know who did you know what? Well, you know who. Let's keep that between me and you. I mean, that's them. That's what I hear when I hear them guys talking. And all this brother talk, like, quit it. Look, y'all on competing networks. Just say you're cordial, you're cool. If you see each other at a certain particular event or whatever, which you probably gonna see Skip out, but you know, if you run into each other,
you only going to Lil Wayne house. He'll go to
that's
Lil Wayne.
right. That's right. That's right. So I mean, you know, if you're doing that, cool, y'all keep it a buck with each other, but I don't believe none of them completely. I don't believe neither one of them completely. I do think that they're giving you little pieces of things. This is what I think. Okay, so Stephen A says the Tebow coverage was a bit much, and that the bosses didn't care for the Tebow coverage. But what he left off for you was in the beginning. You see. So if I just tell you that the bosses didn't like the coverage, that's true. But Skip's talking about the back end.
Just give me a prepositional phrase just to start this shit out.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Left off that, huh? You got a hell of a point. That might be the case. And this motherfucker right here.
Because neither one of them ego is gonna let them say, you know what, I'm wrong. Both of them are strictly about being right. They've always been like that. You can't tell Skip nothing. You can't tell Stephen A nothing. These dudes just sat up here and told you their truths, but it's not the whole truth.
Talk your talk.
It's true, but it's not the whole truth. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's going on right now. Skip is sitting there and he's telling you they gave me roses and they were pleased with the ratings after the fact.
Both of them leaving out the prepositional phrases.
You know what I'm saying? You got to read the fine print, America. Yeah. You got to read the fine print.
Yeah, because look, that makes so much sense because when you think about it, covering Tebow in the league, he couldn't throw. What the fuck? You might look at it, if you still trying to keep some integrity with ESPN, you might say, bro, what the fuck is ESPN keep talking about this dude for? Until, look at it, now look at me. Until those ratings run in.
Until, yeah. The preposition tough, ain't it? The preposition is a game changer, boy. You see, that's the thing that gets me.
It solved the crime. This motherfucker solved the crime.
I'm just saying. Skip can't be wrong. Stephen A can't be wrong. So they giving you the story.
Right.
They're giving you the part of the story they want you
to. What is left out? God damn.
No, you don't think Stephen A just gave everything about AI. Right. Now, what he likes to do is he likes to tell you, well, I could do that. I could go there. No, you're not, because you're gonna get seen about by one of his goons, and then you're gonna be in the back of a trunk or something. So just cool out. Just cool out with that, Stephen A. So, you know, that's just what it is. I just wish both these dudes stop talking. I appreciate y'all for just having this little beef and just keeping it entertaining for us and giving us some stuff to talk about on this here show, because that's why we're the realest, most entertaining. Thank you. I'm just tired of them talking. Hey man, y'all go on and do what y'all do for this football season. Y'all swap wives, and I get it. You know, never, you know, per se.
That's what they mean.
I would swap wives. So y'all enjoy each other. Y'all enjoy it. And that's no disrespect to Shannon Sharp and them. I'm just saying, cliche speaking.
That's what they did, yeah.
So y'all trade it off and y'all just move on and everybody enjoy themselves where they at. And,
oh boy.
You know, get money.
Oh my God.
That's why I'm at with them.
It's showing what they did, bro. Like Stephen A. It's clear. Oh, and I probably should do this as a separate segment. I'll mention it here though. Shannon Sharpe got fired. I know so many folks wanted to believe that he had finally got some backbone and left skill. No, I knew that shit said bought out. Somebody buy you out of there, yo shit. They don't want you no more.
Yeah.
So in the whole Stephen A, Shannon Sharpe, Club Shay Shay thing, basically they didn't say it, but they kept saying like Stephen A knew what was coming before Shannon knew what was coming. And Shannon was like, hold on, man, how you know what's going on in my building? I work in here every day. But Stephen A knew that this man was finna get fired. And so Stephen A said he reason why he put it out there that he wants Shannon Sharpe. He said he wanted people to know that he was wanted. So let me know you got let go.
Yeah.
So he looking out for Shannon in a time of need, and then Skip looking out for Michael Irvin and looking out for Keyshawn, who done been let go. It's like both of them just, like you said, they swap wide a little bit.
So did. Seamlessly. Yep. Like, hey, bring on over here. I take care of it. You know,
and Skip and his whole monologue against Stephen A still saying me and him might get back together.
See? It's all about the bread, man. It's all about the bread.
Which brings me back right there to what you said.
It's all about the bread.
Maybe them bosses were pissed off by talking about Tim Tebow every day instead of Peyton Manning or Tom Brady or whoever, was returning up for it.
Yeah.
But since it's all about that bread.
It's all about that bread.
And since so many people really were, it's like, I remember I watched those.
Remember what Skip said? He said, I jumped on it first. Jumped on it.
And we watched. We watched and like
I got a wedding.
This is why we watched. I'm well from my standpoint. And I think I speak for at least Black America on this.
Yeah.
I think we watched in like shock that on ESPN, this white man, Skip Bayless, would get up here and ride Tim Tebow dick like he doing.
He did.
And we watched to see Stephen A go off on him about it.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to go off on him about it.
Yeah.
Because we knew Tebow was trash.
And we knew that, and they knew that dynamic worked.
Especially compared to, I'm trying to think, what black quarterback was getting railroaded at the time? Like Vince Young wasn't getting his shot. I think somewhere.
VY.
Like it's a bunch of guys seemed like weren't getting shots that we were like, man, Tebow ain't better than this dude.
Yeah.
And he getting the shot. And Skip Bayless, every day he was letting us know he just got the intangibles. You can't teach it. You can't teach it.
Yep.
And then, like you said, they dropped that song.
Yeah.
And he got the web in. Man. So
it was a complete package.
The ratings were there, and then the bosses shut up then because the money was right.
Yep. And that's where really like Skip had always, they always say he's the godfather of sports debate, but I think that is the one that was like a daytime soap opera for sports enthusiasts. That was for every chance that you could hear Skip make you, even when Tebow lost, the excuses were made. He still today tells me that somehow, no. He always hangs on to, I think it was a comment somebody said, I think it was Mangini or somebody said in that thing, in that little monologue where he was talking about how he just miraculously gets more accurate in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, what other quarterback ever in life?
He did say that.
Ever in life has ever gotten that kind of grace?
He did say that.
That damn the first three quarters. That fourth though.
Ooh, that's something.
The greatest ever. It's like, what?
Yeah. That motherfucker is the greatest hater of all time when it comes to LeBron. But when it came to Tebow and Tom Brady, that boy on some super fan shit, that boy.
Man, it's scary.
Yeah,
it's scary to see somebody that. And I respect the passion. I get it. And Skip's just probably one of those guys that just uber passionate, and he just.
But he swear he wasn't putting on. He swear he was dead the fuck serious about that dude.
I do believe that because he has done the same thing behind Brady.
But Brady
not as bad.
Brady actually good though.
Right, not as bad, but
now Baker Mayfield.
The Baker.
Because he went off on Shannon Shaw a few times.
Is what I'm saying.
And Baker Mayfield was the topic.
Tim was just
I know the Bucs just won. I know the Bucs just won today.
Yeah, they did. He was infectious about this boy. And he knew too, though, when he laid down at night, he knew people were gonna watch because people couldn't stand it. And the more that Tebow made him right, the win against the Steelers in the playoffs, all that, the more he did to make him right, it was just gonna be more money for Skip.
Yeah,
wasn't no secret.
Yeah,
I just wish they gave us the prepositions and we've been good, but they just couldn't pull that off. So
that'd be too much like right. Well, there it is, real one. My brother has solved the crime. Okay. He let y'all know what's really going on with this situation between these two cats. Yep. I agree with my brother. They should just shut the fuck up about it, or go ahead and get back together.
Yep.
Just go ahead and get back. Go put this shit to bed. And y'all boy go ahead and do y'all thing together. That's really what y'all want to do in the first place.
Yep.
Put it on something.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.